Addiction is a terrible thing. You know, a lot of you who have experienced the addiction out there, including myself, will very well know that it has a hold on you. It's a trap, an endless cycle. And to put things into perspective, when you are beating addiction, in the process of overcoming an addiction, whatever that addiction may be, you have to think of yourself in a car, a sports car, that's going full steam ahead. But you see, this sports car has a glitch. The brakes are malfunctioned. So you cannot actually slow down this car that is going maybe 90, 100 miles per hour. And you can see that it's coming towards a very brick wall. Such a wall that will smash not only the car but yourself within the car. So you have two options at this point. Having tried the brake and it's failing, car's not slowing down. You can see this brick, or may I say steel wall in front of you. And you're getting closer and closer, and that wall is getting bigger and bigger. So you decide either you're going to stay in the car, brace yourself, close your eyes and get smashed with the car, minced, crushed to pieces, or you're going to jump out of the car. Bearing in mind that car is going, as I said, at 90, 100. Which one would you do? A lot of people caught up in addiction, and a lot of people who succumb to addiction and fall decide to take the former choice. But me, for instance, took the latter choice. That is to actually jump out of the car. Maybe break a bone or two, or three, but ultimately saving my life. So the next time you find yourself torn between yourself and yourself, because that's literally what addiction is, being torn between your lower self and your higher self, just know that you have two options. You're never stuck. There is always a choice. There is always a way out. But you see, we don't need to find an easy way out, because there is nothing to be gained in ease. And I think we take that for granted. Know that there will be a lot of pain, but that pain is temporal. It's not eternal, like being smashed up with that car, because you would be saving your life ultimately. And also know that when it comes to addiction, you have to center yourself, not your addiction. Because if you notice anyone or even yourself watching this, you'll find that with addiction, you put that object of your addiction, be it food, drugs, sex, in the center of your cipher. And everything and everyone else around that center, including yourself, has to accommodate this central entity that is your demon. So that's why you may find that you're messed up. But when you decide that, in fact, you are the center, your life, your well-being is your addiction, and you place that at the center of your cipher, everything else around that center, everything else around that well-being of self, happiness of self, will have to fall in line with that center. And if your addiction or anything or anyone does not accommodate that central piece, then of course all it will do is fade away. I'm filming this actually on the day of a partial solar eclipse. And believe it or not, there is always a partial solar eclipse, roughly every 4 weeks, where there is a new moon, where the moon literally lines up with the sun. And the moon being, of course, closer to us than the sun, the moon is in the center of the earth and the sun. But it just so happens that today, on the 11th of August 2018, which is actually a number 3 day, the world, the moon is closer to the earth than it normally is, so it's a supermoon, hence a partial solar eclipse. But every new moon is a partial solar eclipse. It just depends on the extent of that. And you have to remember that with the sun being the center of our particular universe, our solar system, all the planets, all the bodies, including the bodies within those planets, are rotating around this center. And just for synchronicity's sake, this Leo new moon is all about the sun, because Leo is ruled by the sun, the solar plexus, the center of everything, the generator, the machine, the engine room. So what is your engine? Is it yourself and your life, or is it your addictions and those things that will destroy you? Because as you notice with any physics, astrophysics in particular, once a body, be it an asteroid or a planet, falls out of line with the orbit around the sun, it simply fades away into darkness, shoots off into an existence that we're not aware of, because it's no longer in line or in tune with our sun. So what is your sun? What is your generator, operator, destroyer, God? What is your God? Is it you and your life, or is it those things that may not be the best thing for you? You have to consider this a lot. Because just as the planets and the bodies orbit around the sun, whatever orbits around what you place as your sun in your life will manifest your life as it is today. So are you placing as your sun those addictions that may not be the best thing for you? Or are you placing your sun as what is the best for you? And if you place yourself as the sun, and you place your higher needs and intentions and wants, everything that orbits around that sun will cater to that. And if not, they'll simply shoot off like shooting stars, fading into the black, never to be found again. So addiction is easily beaten, but it's not an easy thing at all. Because as I said, either you're gonna stay in the car and smash into the wall, or you're gonna jump out and be hurt for a couple weeks. But then it will be over and you'll be grateful for it, won't you? It's all down to you. Peace.